Hi, Tarryn here from Generation Health. Today I'm going to be answering the question, why do I store fat on my hips, thighs and my butt? This problem here was my problem. This was the bane of my existence for a very long time. No matter how much body fat I lost, I just could not seem to lose body fat off the lower half of me as easily as I could the upper half. So first we need to look at which is the corresponding gland that is weak. And so the area that we're looking at is the ovaries. The hormones that they produce are estrogen and progesterone, and the problem is estrogen. So there are a couple of things we need to look at, and they are always different for everybody. But the first thing to note is that you don't see this particular body shape or this problem of fat storage on men much at all. It's very unusual to see a guy storing body fat on the lower half of his body. If he is, he's kind of accumulating it everywhere. But where we might see it on a guy is if he has a fatty chest. And the problem is still estrogen. Now, we as women have over 1,000 more estrogen receptors in our fat than a guy would, which is why women are more prone to this problem with fat storage than men are. So this is what a fat cell would look like normally. And with men, they have a lot more fat cells that look like this. And as females, we have these too. However, we have over 1,000 more fat cells that look like this, and they have estrogen receptors. We have 1,000 more times these than men, which is why it's a problem, or can be a problem for us. Now, there are a few things that I would need to find out. For example, first thing I'd be wanting to know is about your menstrual cycle. Are you suffering from any cramps, PMS, heavy bleeding, clots in the bleed, any kind of a symptom at all related to your period? Are you menstruating regularly, and are you on any hormonal contraception? Anything like that. The next thing that I would be asking about is, have you had any problems in the past with ovarian cysts? These ones here can be quite obvious if you have known about it, to be addressing the obvious fact that there is a problem or a weakness with the gland that is noticeable more straight away. Other things can be a little bit more subtle. Like, for example, there could be things that you are eating that are mimicking the production of estrogen, and your body is just accumulating it and building it up, and therefore storing it in the area where estrogen is produced. So what do I mean by estrogen mimicking? Well, estrogen looks like this. And as you can see, it fits perfectly into a fat cell with an estrogen receptor. However, things that mimic estrogen look exactly the same. However, they're not actually estrogen. It is mimicking that hormone, but it still fits into the fat cell. And so what we look at here as a classic problem is too many things in the diet that are artificial, which is classic for mimicking estrogen. So these are the first things that I would look at, and then they need to be addressed as soon as possible. And as soon as you start addressing this problem, rather than continuing to just try and lose body fat, but as soon as you start addressing the reason why your body is storing fat in this place in these areas in the first place, then you start to get results. See you in the next video.